Hi everybody! In this tutorial you'll be learning how to make a mini paper dragon puppet. Please keep in mind I do not have an official setup, so sorry if the audio is pretty bad. For this tutorial you will need cardstock or thick paper, scissors, school glue, a pencil, and hot glue or tape if you do not have hot glue. To start, cut out a strip of paper. Make sure it's decently long, like 5 inches or so, maybe a little more depending on the size of the puppet. It should be about the width of your finger, maybe a little more. Then fold this paper in half. Repeat this process again to make the lower jaw. It should be much thinner than the last strip, like the size of your puppet's jaw. You should have two pieces of paper that look like this. One should be much thinner than the other, and the other should be much larger than the other. Line the larger strip up to the puppet's jaw, and mark where you want the jaw to start to open. Then cut it. This is how mine looks so far. Yours should look similar. Get the shorter strip and line it up to the larger one. Cut it so it's shorter than the larger strip. It should look like this. On your piece of cardstock, draw around your finger so you have an outline of it. This will ensure that your base will fit around your finger. Take your larger strip and put it around the sketch of your finger. Outline the strip as you see it fits. Once you have that done, draw a wide V shape at the top, kind of like I do. Then draw some tabs, or whatever you want to call them, down the sides. Then you're going to want to cut on the tabs. Make sure not to cut off the tabs though. You should have something that looks like this. This will be your top jaw. Repeat this process but with your thumb. This is why we had to make the top jaw wider, since your thumb is a bit wider than your pointer finger. You should have 4 pieces that look like this. You're now going to fold along the tabs towards you. Make sure that you're folding them towards you so that the pencil isn't showing up on the other side. Yours should look somewhat similar to what I have here. Do this again on the other jaw. Think of this like making a big base, but miniature. This is what both of your jaws should look like. Take your thicker strip and your larger triangle and you're going to wedge them together once you put hot glue on it. Put hot glue along the tab that we folded earlier. This is completely optional, but I like to cut off the excess bit of triangle that sticks out. Now do the same thing again, but with your smaller triangle and thinner strip. As you put these pieces together, you should start to see your base come to life. Make sure that the bottom jaw is smaller than the top jaw. This is very important when you're making your base. To put your base together, make this small coffin shape and fold it in half. It should fit fairly well in between your bases. Glue this piece to your top and bottom jaws. If what I'm saying does not make sense, look at the screen and it will show you how to do it. This is what your base should look like at this point. I made some paper rings that fit my fingers. This process is pretty self-explanatory. Both of the rings should fit in the base pretty evenly. Then you're going to glue this into the base. After gluing, this is what the finished base should look like. I take the face of the puppet and I put some school glue on the base. This is to ensure that I like the position that the puppet is in before I hot glue it onto the base. Hot glue the puppet onto the base once you like how it looks. Do this with the other side of the puppet and both jaws. This is how my puppet looks so far. I put another piece of paper in the jaw to prevent it from wiggling around when I tried filming. Notice how the puppet's a bit floppy at the top? We're going to be adding a forehead to fix that. To make the forehead, put the puppet on the paper and trace it with the pencil. If that's confusing, just do what I'm doing here. Draw another wide V shape and draw tabs going down the sides. Cut along the tabs. Make sure not to cut out the tabs though. Fold along the tabs like I do. You should have a very long triangular shape. This shape should wedge almost perfectly into the puppet. Draw a line where the forehead starts to bend. This will be the first bend in the forehead. Once you have where it should bend, make sure that you cut along the tabs. Do not cut off that area. Cut along the tabs on the side. Bend this piece upwards. Do this again on where you want the forehead to bend. However, this time we're going to be cutting out a triangular shape. Just do as I do. Once you have done that, bend this piece backwards instead of upwards. This is completely optional, but I added slits so that it could bend with the shape of the forehead easily. Glue the tabs into the base like I do. Fold the forehead upwards so that you can glue it better into the base. Do this with your entire forehead until it fits the shape of your puppet correctly. This part always takes a while for me to get correctly, so take your time. And here's the final puppet. I still have to color the forehead and jaws, but I will be doing that off camera. And here's the final product. I really hope this video helped you, as I've gotten so many requests on how to make a mini puppet. It would really help me if you dropped a like and considered following, because this took me so long to edit. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. Overall, this guy took me about 3 hours to make total. If you are interested in buying him, keep an eye out on my channel, as he will be for sale on my Etsy soon. Thank you so much for watching!